Hi guys. Okay, today we're going to make scalloped potatoes. And scalloped potatoes is basically thinly sliced potatoes baked in a casserole pan with a bechamel cheese sauce. Bechamel we're going to make our roux first, and then we're going to whisk in our milk to make our basic bechamel sauce. Then we're going to add in a bunch of cheese, good cheese. I have cheddar and mozzarella here, but you can add any type of cheese you'd like. Chili jack, right? Pepper jack, or Swiss cheese, or different sharp cheddar, whatever cheese mix you want. I have mozzarella and cheddar. But first, we need to get all our potatoes ready, right? Because it's about 4 pounds of potatoes, because I'm making a large pan. So with potatoes, they oxidize. If you just peel a potato and leave it on the counter in the air, it's going to turn brown, right? Within minutes, it's going to oxidize and turn a funky brown. So what you want to do is when you're working with a lot of potatoes, you're going to peel them all and put them in a bucket of water, right? Or a bowl of water when you're at home. You're going to peel them all, keep them in water, and then you go and slice or dice them as you need to. I've sliced most of them, but I wanted to show you the quickie method. Because again, we're slicing them thin, very thin. Right? And then we're going to put them in our casserole dish, bathed in cheese sauce, and then bake it for 45 minutes. So they need to be thinly sliced. So this is a good chance to practice your knife skills. So what you want to do, first of all, you're peeling your potato, right? And you see all these ugly bruises. Ugly bruises, that's fine. Don't throw the potato out. Just cut the bruise off. Really easy. Just cut it out. Okay? Don't throw the potato away. Just cut off the bruises. It's fine. It doesn't affect the flavor of the potato. Okay? So if I want to thinly slice my potato and it's rolling around, right? You can cut yourself easily. So just slice off thin layer, thin piece, and you're still going to use that too. And then as we slice, we're going to put that in another bucket of water of all our sliced potatoes. Again, you want to keep them in water so they don't turn brown and oxidize. So now it's going to sit flat and won't roll around while I'm trying to slice it thinly. And now remember your claw, the hand, keep your thumb tucked back here, your fingertips under the knuckle. And just maybe a 1/4 inch. Just slice through. Concentrate, think about it, try to get them as even as possible, because even slices will cook evenly. See, that's not rolling around on me. Okay, that one's a little thick. Now, scalloped potatoes, you could easily put in some sweet potato, half and half, to make it a little sweeter. You could add sliced parsnips, onion. I'm gonna add a little slivered onion. You could add some sliced jalapenos, feel like a little chili to it. See, again, some ugly bruise. Just trim it off. Not a big deal. Okay. And you are slicing the short end. Right? So I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom. Throw it in my bucket. Now it's going to sit flat. Then slices. So you want to get your potatoes ready first. Sliced ready. Then we'll go and make our sauce. Go, pick it up, pop it in the water. Now that is ready to go. This is all our garbage. So let's pop it in the garbage. Okay. Also, I want some slivered onion. So I'm going to get it ready now. I'm going to sliver some onion. So I'm just going to cut the stem and the root end off. Okay. This is a big onion. I might just take a 1/4 of it, just for a little extra flavor. You could even add garlic if you wanted to. Okay, and it's really big, so I'm going to just push my knife down through, cut it in half. All right, put that in the garbage. Get all that skin off the board. You don't want to get skin in your food by accident. Peel it. You can dice it, but I'm going to thinly slice it because it'd be kind of cool to have sliced onion mixed within my sliced potato. Just for an effect. You could dice it, you can mince it, whatever you like. Get all that rough skin off of it. Okay, so I'm just going to thinly slice because I want it to cook while the potatoes are baking, so that thinly sliced. Maybe a 1/4 of this onion, not too much. Be very thin. That's just going to be for a little extra flavor. I'll cut it in half. Now it's gonna make me cry. So to keep it from making you cry, try to, you can put a paper towel on it. You just want to cover it. Put a paper towel on it, you put a bowl upside down. I'm just gonna place it like that. And I'll get this out of my way because I don't want to cry. Wait, these onions are so strong. Okay, potatoes are ready. Now we're gonna make our roux. We're gonna make our roux, then we're gonna whisk in our milk. Another thing I want to tell you, for our milk, we're gonna measure out 3 cups. Okay, we're gonna use the liquid measure. Okay, when you're measuring liquids, do not use your dry measuring cup like this, right? This is your dry measuring. This is for measuring flour, sugar, I don't know, nuts, chocolate chips. You're dry. But you don't want to measure milk in here or water or oil because you're not going to get a true measure. Because you have to pour it to the very top, but it's going to spill. No matter how short of a distance you have to carry it, it's going to spill or you're going to worry about it. And then it's going to spill out. And then it's not going to be a true measure. Okay, you're going to go, that's totally full. And you're going to try to walk it over. It's going to spill. It's not efficient. This is the liquid measuring cup. Okay, it's meant to be for liquids. And there's even space because the top measure is 2 cups. It's way down here. It's not at the very top. So as you're walking around, if you have to, it's not going to spill. It might slosh a little, but it's not going to spill because there's all this space here. So liquid measuring cup. All right, roux, here we go. Now, to make a cheese sauce, you would use a saucepan like this, right? Taller sides is a saucepan. But I'm going to use the saute pan because I'm going to make sure my ingredients will fit in here. But it's also so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, because I don't have a camera overhead, but I want you to see the roux that's going on. So we're going to use the saute pan. Okay, so I have my flour and my butter, right? Equal amounts. The butter in there. And I got my heat on. Put it on high, medium high. 16. I want to get that butter melted. So first I'm going to melt the butter. I might cut it up a little bit more so it melts faster. You're going to melt your butter, then you're going to sprinkle in your flour and just whisk it around and cook it to a light roux, about 3 minutes. Okay. And then we're going to put a little bit of cayenne pepper for a little spice and salt and paprika. Potatoes eat a lot of salt, as does pasta. So you want a good amount of salt. You want to have to be bland and stuff. Okay, here we go. So butter's melting. Almost there. See, it's still big chunks. Scalloped potatoes are wonderful. It's also easy to do because you can prep this up, put it in the fridge and bake it the next day. Or you can do it, prep it, throw it in the oven for an hour, and then you can go on and do the rest of your meal. Just bake it, pull it out, let it sit while you're going on making your chicken or your steak, whatever you gotta make. It's easy ahead of time. Okay, butter's all melted. We're gonna put in our flour. Just stir that around until it's a paste. Not too runny and not crumbly. You want a nice soft paste. Okay. That around. Now, this sauce for scalloped potatoes, you don't want the sauce too thick because those raw potatoes, as they bake, they're going to soak up all the moisture in that sauce. And if the sauce is too thick, it's already thick, so it doesn't have a lot of loose liquid for that raw potato to soak up as it bakes. So it's not going to be a super thick sauce like you would want on, let's say, macaroni and cheese. Because this is the same sauce. This is cheese sauce. We're making our roux, whisking in our milk for our bechamel. Then we're going to add cheese to make our cheese sauce. Same cheese sauce you would put with macaroni noodles for your mac and cheese. So we're just going to bake potatoes in it. See, it's starting to get bubbly. Cooking. Cook a little bit more. Give it about 3 minutes. Starting to get bubbly. And as it cooks, you'll start to smell it. It smells kind of like toasted, nutty smell. It's very good. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna get my milk ready. 3 cups. I have a 2-cup measure here. Pour it to the very top. This is our 2 cups. You could also add garlic. That would be nice. You could add onions to the sauce if you wanted. Again, jalapenos, chili flakes. All this looks really good. Okay, that roux is nice and bubbly. You guys can see that. Nice and bubbly. Smelling, getting a little brown around the sides. Okay, we're going to put in about half of the milk. We're not going to pour it all in at once. We're going to pour a little bit, combine it, and then add more. It's easier to get the roux incorporated. It's a lot easier to get the lumps out. I'm going to show you. See how it's totally thickening up? Look at that, it's seizing up. Okay. Turn the heat down to about 12 out of 20. Again, more milk. And you really want to whisk it to get those lumps, get that roux incorporated into the milk. Okay. Constantly stir with your whisk all around in the corners, because there's solid roux stuck in the corners there. Okay. So, get it smoother. All those lumps mixed in. More milk. Whisk. We got 1 more cup, yeah? 3 cups. And remember, with roux, when you're thickening a sauce or soup with roux, you gotta let it boil about 15 minutes. Get that roux to really cook in there, so it doesn't come out tasting floury or pasty. Get those lumps in there. Then you're gonna give it about 15 minutes. And I'll add my salt. It says about 2 teaspoons of salt. Remember, level teaspoons if you're a measure. Like that. That's 2 teaspoons. And I'll put some pepper. Good amount of salt and pepper because we got 4 pounds of potatoes there. It's 8 cups. A lot of potato. And I'll put a splash of cayenne. There you go. You know what? I think I'm going to put a little dash of thyme. Let's put some thyme in it. I just bought it. So open it up. Fresh thyme would be really nice. If you have fresh thyme out in your yard, or sage. Sage would be very good in this. Just a little bit. Thyme is very strong. You only want a little bit. But that's a nice fall herb. Potatoes and roast chicken, roast turkey. Rosemary would be nice in this too. There we go. Okay, let that simmer. Now what we need to do is our baking pan. Baking pan, you can use your 9x13 casserole dish, or you can use a smaller 8x8 pan, whatever pan you have, a casserole dish. We got our hotel pan here. I'm gonna do a boil. We want to oil it or butter it. I'm gonna do oil because it's faster. It's easy. I'm going to oil the pan really good. Okay, it's coming. Now you're going to say, oh, it's so runny. Oh my gosh, it's totally runny. It's not a sauce at all. Let me get a spoon. I'm going to show you. Okay. Now, when you make a sauce, we say nappe, which means we want the sauce to be thick enough to coat the back of your spoon. Now I'm going to show you this. This is totally liquid. See the back of my spoon? It's not coating at all. It's like watery. It's not done yet. When it's done, it'll coat the back of the spoon kind of thick. A little thinner than a pudding. Investigate getting those corners because that's going to thicken first, and you might get some lumps. Keep moving it around. Get a tasting spoon. You can taste your sauce as you're going. A little mustard would be nice in this too. Or Worcestershire. Taste it. Woo, that's good already. And that's just milk. This is just milk. You can put this over biscuits, milk gravy. Now it's already thickening up. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, it's getting there. Move it the finger. See how it still flows a little bit? When it's very thick, it will not flow when you run your finger through it. Getting my corners. Lumps. And of course, I have my oven heating, 350. Got to get your oven preheating. Okay, and then we're going to put our cheese in. We're going to save about a cup of cheese to sprinkle on top. Yeah. Again, I have cheddar cheese and mozzarella, just because I had that in the refrigerator. And I'm going to put about a quarter cup of Parmesan just for extra flavor. Oh yeah, it's thickening up nice. And that roux was kind of runny, but it worked. This is really good thickness, exactly what we wanted. Again, you want it to come to a boil. When you make roux sauce, it needs to come to a boil and boil for a good 10 minutes. See how thick that is now? Look at that. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. Make it spicy, and this will be your nacho cheese sauce. See, now it's bubbling. It's coming to a boil. Very good. Now you got that roux cooked. It's not going to taste floury. And what's it been? Maybe 10 minutes? And it's bubbling. And I have my rubber spatula ready. Scrape it all out. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to strain the potatoes in our colander. Strain them all out and come over here and put half potatoes, our slivered onions, half of the sauce, and then the other half potatoes and the other half of the sauce. Sprinkle cheese on top and put it in the oven. Oh, is that beautiful? There we go. That is done. Got my spoon here. You can see how thick that is. See? Beautiful. The back of the spoon, nice and thick. Very nice. It smells so good. Okay, totally bubbling. So, just let the roux cook. Let it come to a boil and stir it and let it cook. Some people add their roux, stir it around a few minutes, go, oh, it's too runny. And they keep adding more roux, and then they come up with this paste of a sauce. So don't do that. If it happens, just add some more milk. If it ends up being too thick, just whisk in extra milk or cream or chicken stock to thin it down again. Okay. All right, that's done. I'm turning it off. I'm going to add most of my cheese. I'm going to keep about a cup back to put on top. There, and my mozzarella or Parmesan. There you go. Whisk that all in there. Oh my goodness. This looks so good. Wow, look at that. Just whisk it all in. Turns kind of orangey. You can even add more paprika to make it more orangey. This is your macaroni and cheese sauce too. And there we go. Oh, is that beautiful? Look at the cheese. Woo! Okay, that is done. Got our pan all oiled. Again, you can smear it with butter. You can smear it with garlic butter, garlic oil. I'm just doing a quickie olive oil here. Oil up good. Okay, we're done with our milk. Alrighty, the stove is turned off. I'm gonna go strain my potatoes. I'll be right back. We're going to strain them in our colander, right? Okay, right back. Okay, here's our potatoes and our colander, and I got a bowl under it because I don't want to drip water all across the kitchen, right? And I'll slip and fall. Okay, oil pan, ready to go. And I'll do about half our potatoes. Just throw them in there. Right, loosen them up because I got all those slices. Loosen them all up. It's gonna be so good. More. Okay, and then our slivered onions. In there. I'm gonna do a little bit of salt. Those potatoes need spice, right? And a little pepper. Okay. Done with my whisk. I'm going to use a rubber spatula so I can get all the sauce out of the pan. Spatula. Oh, that beautiful. Look at that sauce. Okay. Half the sauce. Just throw it all down. Now, when I'm baking it, if I see it's drying out, like all the liquid's been soaked up, but the potatoes are still firm, which I will poke a toothpick in to see how tender the potatoes are. And if I notice that they're still firm, but it's looking dry, I'll just splash some more milk on top and that liquid will just bake right in. Okay, because potatoes just keep absorbing the liquid. Okay, there's half. Now the other half. Sprinkle it all around. You know, I bet mushrooms would be good. Mushrooms with Swiss cheese would be very nice. Put that all over. So many varieties you can do. Be creative in your own dish. Okay, that and the rest of the sauce. Oh, look at that. Make sure it's all over the potatoes. Spread it around. We're gonna get all those potatoes covered. Okay. Spreading it so all the potatoes have some sauce on it. I want to get all this sauce. I don't want to waste any of that good, wonderful sauce I made. How easy was that? It took about 15 minutes. Amazing. You can make your own mac and cheese too. So easy and so much better. A little butter, flour, and milk. There. Okay. Got all my sauce goodness out of there. Scrape the spatula, clean it, scrape that up. Boom, done. Okay, and the rest of our cheese, right? A little mix all over the top. I could always add more cheese if I wanted. Okay, that is that. Now we're going to put it in the oven. Instructions said an hour. We'll see how it goes. About 45 minutes, I'll start checking it with the toothpick. If it looks like it's getting too dark and the toothpick says the potatoes are still firm, you can cover it with foil and continue cooking because when it's done is when the potatoes are tender with your toothpick. Okay, so I'm going to throw this in the oven and we'll check it in 45 minutes.